Continue with basketball.
Yeah, continuing with basketball.
And
we
college
have
basketball.
A very special guest, okay? His name is Sid Christ. He is the head coach of the U Pike Bears, or assistant coach of the U Pike Bears.
And we got to give a shout out to Stats for getting our guest in.
Yes.
Thank you, Stats, for bringing those
Stats. You've done a
in.
great job.
Really appreciate it.
So thank you, Sid, for being on the podcast.
And thank you guys for having me.
So you of course, talking to you a little bit before, you talk about how in the recruiting process, a lot of times kids, they kind of have this D1 or bust mentality, right? Where it's either D1 or it's no college at all. Talk a little bit about the benefits maybe of picking a smaller school like U Pike.
Yeah, there's a ton of benefits. One of the biggest benefits to me, I think, is something like class size. We've got 1,200 undergraduate students on our campus, and our student to teacher ratio is about 14 to 1. So obviously a smaller class size, and then you take a kid that's an average player on a mid-major team or a really good player on a low-major team. What they can do when they come here, to me, is a little bit different. They have the opportunity to leave a legacy here. Yeah. They can go to a mid-major school and average 7 points a game, or you can come here and average 19 points a game and make the national tournament and play for championships. And when you're done, you make the Hall of Fame and you leave a little bit of a legacy. So I think there are obviously multiple things that we can offer that most Division Ones. I guess there are a ton of things that Division Ones can offer that we can too. But I think from an experience standpoint, we can offer things that maybe that they can't.
Yeah.
Hey, Sid, this is Eric Brown for the Musselman Podcast. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, you're from West Virginia, correct?
Yep. I'm from Fayette County.
Hey, could you tell us how your journey was that you left from Fayette County and ended up at U Pike? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Give us a little bit of background.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Fayette County, Ansted, West Virginia. Graduated Midland Trail High School. I played a year of college basketball at Glenville State. And then the guy that had recruited me left Glenville after a year and went to Fairmont State, and so I followed him there, and then spent 3 years there with him at Fairmont. He was the assistant. Now the head coach of the Boston Celtics is Jim Mazzulla.
Mazzulla, yeah.
And then did 3 years at Fairmont State, and then I spent a year at the University of Charleston, a year at West Virginia Wesleyan, and then I'm now in my 6th year at the University of Pikeville. Actually worked with a gentleman at the University of Charleston who was an assistant here back in 2011 when they made the when they won the national championship, And so just kind of networking through him and met the guys down here, and a job was open and I applied and got it, and the rest is history.
That's a great story. Hey, Midland Trail, if I ask, what year did you graduate?
2012.
Okay, that's young. In 1989, I was playing for Musselman High School, and Midland Trail came up here for a playoff game. So I had a connection with Midland Trail through football at that time.
Yeah, my dad would have been coaching basketball at that time. I don't think he was coaching football.
Okay.
So now let's talk a little bit about U Pike. Now you guys are 11-4. You guys are in NAIA. You guys are 11-4, solid season, 9-2 in your conference. So, Coach, can you just tell us a little bit about how your season has gone, and what your guys' expectations are going forward?
Yeah, it's been good. Last year we won 20 games and made the national tournament. Won a game in the national tournament. My boss is Ty Compton. This is his 4th year as the head coach. He's been here. This is his 15th year overall. And so, just like any other staff change, the staff change happened in 2020-21 was our first year. And, we've been kind of laying the foundation, the bricks, as you will, over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. And finally, second semester last year, things popped for us. We got going in the right direction. So we've been able to build on that. Like you said, we're 11-4, 9-2.
Yep.
It's been good. We had a great group of dudes that are mostly regional. A few transfers that are not from the area, but most of our guys are pretty regional, and They're great dudes that listen and are easy to coach. And you know, you talked about the trajectory and the projection of our season. You know, when you have guys like that, it makes it a lot easier. I'm not going to speculate necessarily on what I think we can or can't do, but I will say that they're an awful fun bunch to coach.
Oh yeah, well, Coach, we will be rooting for you here.
Yeah.
On the Hills of West Virginia podcast, all of us here. So, you know, you guys got, I guess, 3 extra fans, and if anybody else in the room wants to be fans.
Well, we got hundreds, if not thousands, of listeners.
Yeah, we will.
too.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of listeners. So, you know, hopefully everybody watching at home, University of Pike, they are the team of
Pike.
2024.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you, Coach.
So yeah, we'll be rooting for you, Coach. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate and good luck.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Anytime you need some gas bag to come on here in Indianapolis, holler at me. I'm your guy.
All right.
Sure
well,
thing. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, U Pike. There you go.
Yeah, you Pike, ladies and gentlemen.